Hey folks, it's Amy from Colorado Mountain Living, and apparently it's wildfire season again, although you wouldn't guess it by looking around here. The only giveaway is that we have a lot of smoke in the horizon. The mountains in the backdrop are very hazy. In fact, this morning it was so hazy that the sun was just a red ball in the sky. It was really, you couldn't even see the sun. It was just, there was so much particulate in the air. And right now it's cleared out a little bit. It's been a very breezy day. There's a little bit of cloud cover, but for us here at our property, we've had a lot of rain this summer. You wouldn't believe that we'd be dealing with wildfires because there's been so much precipitation. But what I'm learning is that the smoke in the air is actually not all from Colorado. In fact, we only have one wildfire that's pretty active in Colorado right now, and that's near Steamboat Springs, north of Steamboat Springs, and it's about 3,000 acres, so it's not an entirely large wildfire, but the majority of the wildfires are coming from fires in Oregon, Idaho, California, Montana, Wyoming. So all where that hot weather was out west, a lot of wildfires ignited, and that's what we're seeing. We're having a high pressure system here in Colorado in the mountain area, so we're getting all that smoke from the western fires, and that's what's happening to us. So as of Sunday afternoon, I can tell you that it's the Bootleg fire in Oregon that's really large. It's over 140,000 acres. That was like one of the sizes of the large wildfires that we had to deal with last summer out in Colorado. There's the Dry Gulch fire in Oregon. There's the Snake River Complex fire in Idaho. That's over 40,000 acres or over 50,000 acres. The one in Wyoming and Montana at the border, and another one in Montana. They're 30,000 and 24,000 acres. So there's quite a collection of wildfires, and apparently that's where a lot of the smoke was coming from. But there is the one that I mentioned in Colorado. It's called the Morgan Creek Fire. That's burning 15 miles north of Steamboat Springs in Routt County. So that one is 0% contained, 3,000 acres. So we know from last summer's experience that a small fire like that can spread rapidly if not well contained with the right or maybe the wrong conditions, a lot of drought. In fact, the western slope of Colorado is a lot more dry than we've seen on this side. We've had rain almost every day. We have a lot of grass that's about waist high. We've had plentiful wildflowers I've been transplanting them and taking them off our property, putting them around the house. So we've definitely not experienced a lot of dryness here, even though our county is under a fire restriction, believe it or not. So, there's a hummingbird behind me that's trying to get to the feeder. But even though we don't have drought conditions this year, we still have residual drought conditions that are evidenced in the trees. So even though we have plenty of grass and wildflowers, the trees themselves still have a lot of residual drought from last year, apparently. So that's the main factor that they're using to calculate the risk for wildfires, even though the conditions this summer haven't been exceptionally dry yet. And we're keeping our fingers crossed. There is more rain in the forecast. It's everything. Usually when it rains here, it rains about, it'll rain off and on in the afternoon for maybe 5 or 10 minutes at a time. But we really don't get those days of really drenching rains. And that's what makes Colorado kind of dry. We did have a couple of pure rain days about a week ago where it just rained all day long, and we actually had a bout of hail. But as far as soaking rains day after day, that's just not the kind of weather that we have here. As we kind of look towards the mountains and hope it clears out and the high pressure system clears out, we get rid of a lot of that haze from the western fires. We just hope that we don't fall into those same conditions. Everywhere else in the west, it's been 3-digit temperatures. It's been broiling hot, but here we've had cool weather. It's been in the 70s. On our hot days, it's been 80s, but we really don't see anything higher than that in elevations over 9,000 feet. So we're definitely in a cool zone. We're definitely lower risk, but you always have to be vigilant about wildfires because they can take off really quickly, and we do definitely get those high winds as well. So as that's the wildfire update for us this year. It is still early in the season. I didn't really want to have to talk about wildfires this early. Usually they start a little bit later in the summer when things really dry out, but I don't think we're going to have anything local to worry about for a while, just because it is pretty moist and we really don't have those drought conditions that we had last year. We were really in trouble last year, and this year has been complete opposite. So we're happy about that. We will keep you posted if we learn any more about wildfires in Colorado, but so far, most of the smoke is from the fires out west. All right, guys, take care, and we'll keep you posted. Bye.
Some tall grass.